In this lecture, we will practice what we have learned so far by doing the following model. You can get the drawing from the download section. We recommend that you stop here for some time to understand the drawing. Okay, let's start with planning the creation of this model. After looking at the drawing for some time, I came up with a plan that looks like this. Be advised that this is not the only possible plan. Probably there are tens and tens of other ways to do the same model. However, for now, I will stick with the shown plan. So let's go ahead and start creating the model. So I'm going to select the top plane for sketch. And then I'm going to start by creating the arc on the left of the model. So I'm going to select the arc command, and then I'm going to start from the origin, go to the top, do one click, and then move and do another click. So now we have the far left of the model. And then I'm going to continue that with the rectangle. So I'm going to select the line command from here, and now we have the general shape we want. So now we're going to dimension it. So I'm going to smart dimension, click here, and then the radius is about 1.25 or 1/4. And then the distance here is about 6 minus the radius, which is 1.25. Click OK, and we have the general shape. However, this is not fully defined yet, so let's check out what is missing. I'm going to exit Smart Dimension. I'm going to hold this here, and I'm going to move it. Okay, so now I see that we need to restrain this line here. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to Smart Dimension, click here, and this dimension is twice the radius, so it's about 2.5. And now you notice that the sketch is fully defined. So now we're going to Features, go to Feature, Boss Extrude, and the thickness here is about 1/2 inch. I'm going to type in 0.5. Note that we followed the basic 3 steps to create a model. We first selected a plane, then we drew a sketch, and then we applied a feature. Now we will go toward our second stage. Here we're going to apply a chamfer. So I'm going to the top and then go to the drop-down menu and select chamfer. Looking closely at the drawing, I'm going to create a chamfer using distant method. So I'm going to click on distant, and then in the chamfer parameter I'm going to select this edge. And now I have a preview. I can zoom in just to see things clearer. And then in the distances, notice from the drawing, one distance is 1/4 inch. This is the distance to the bottom, which is the first one. So I'm going to have 0.25 here. Now the other distance, which goes inward, is actually the difference between the 2 radiuses we have. So I can go to the second distance and type in 1.25, which is the first radius, minus 3/4, which is the second radius. Now if I press enter, you're going to see it automatically calculates that to be 1/2 inch. Click OK. Now we have completed our second stage of constructing this model. Now we were going toward our third stage. And by this, we're going to create another chamfer to the right of the model. So again, go to the chamfer and then choose distant, and then I'm going to select this edge here. The distance to the bottom, which is the first distance, is about 3/8 inches. So I'm going to type in 3/8. And then the distance inward is 1.25 inches. Let's do that as well. And now I have the preview. That's what I want. I'm going to click OK. Now we start the last stage, which is to create the 4 holes. So I'm going to select this side here, go to Sketch, and start a new sketch. Right click on the sketch, click Normal to. Now I'm going to start drawing those 4 circles. So I'm going to do one circle first. So here's one circle. This circle is in a horizontal line with the origin. So I'm going to apply this relation here. So I'm going to click on the center of the circle, Control, click on the origin, and have that horizontal. And then I'm going to start creating my dimensions. So the distance from the center of the circle to this end here is 1.25 inches. So I'm going to type in 1.25. The diameter of the circle is 5/8. So I'm going to click on the parameter of the circle, click again, and type in 5/8. Click OK. And now we have a fully defined circle. Notice that the same circle is being repeated 3 more times. So I can use the linear sketch pattern. So I'm going to click on the linear sketch pattern. Under Entities to Pattern, I'm going to select the circle. We want 4 total. And now I'm going to increase the distance. Again, don't concern yourself too much with that because this distance does not define your other circles. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to click OK. And now I have to define at least one circle for the other circles to be defined as well. So I want this to be in a horizontal line with this. So I'm going to have them horizontal. The distance between the 2 centers is 1 inch. So I'm going to click on this center and then click on this other center. Click again and type in 1. Now you notice our sketch is fully defined. It says fully defined at the bottom. It's all black, so we're done with it. Now that we have created the sketch, we're going to apply a feature. And this time we want to cut those holes through the whole model. So I'm going to Features and select the Extrude Cut feature. Click on that, and then under Options, I'm going to select Through All because we want the holes to be through the whole model. You can move the model just to check the preview. It's going through all, so I'm going to click OK. And we have just completed creating the model. Keep in mind that there is no one way to create a model. You can create the same model in many different ways by doing sketches and features in different order. And that's totally fine.